Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another stream. Hello. It's a bit better. I'm not sure if I'm too loud or too quiet. Okay, guys, I'm just going to quickly get set up. Just bear with me. I'll get straight into it. Goal's looking nice. I feel all fresh this morning. I've had my hair done. Looking suave. Come on, work. Yes, we are on. Little test. Fantastic. Okay, good morning. Good morning. I've had my hair done last night, so my head's a bit on fire. But I feel fresh. That's what I like. I've been trying to grow out the side, so a bit of a nightmare. But welcome to another stream. I'll just set up my Discord for the members, and then we'll just get straight amongst it. Get amongst it. Okay, so 2 seconds. Oh. I'm live now. Will you close the door on the way out, Mason? Please, mate. Have a good day, yeah? Young boy. Dogs are going to go mental now because Taylor's taxi's here. Why is that looking like that? Waiting for these dogs to calm down, guys, and then we'll go amongst it. Okay, right, let's do a top down then. So we've had a nice big pullback. So basically now we know the monthly was bullish, right? And we know we need to tap these levels up in 20, 70, 67 areas before, if we want to push past this, then I do believe we need to tap that. But it's whether this monthly does it or the next monthly does it. I don't know. So this is what we've got to see. Now, the thing with the monthly, you could argue and say, well, it's closed respecting. That's fine. All these closed respecting this area, but still the wicks came up to these levels, and we haven't done it yet. So I do feel that we are going to pop up there, and then we can reject. Or are we going to get all-time highs and breaking above that area? Don't know. So now, knowing that we've closed respecting, it'd be interesting to see what this monthly candle does. Now, it's done a pullback, but the pullback can actually come all the way to test the previous wick if it wants to. So this could just be a pullback on the pullback to push further down. We don't know. Or is this the pullback and then we're going to flip to the upside to push up to them highs? That's what we've got to say. So we're going to have to look at the lower time frames to get some general sort of direction with it, because at the minute anything can happen with that monthly in the with the monthly. Now the weekly closed respecting also, and what I noticed about the weeklies is this had no top wick and this had no top wick, and normally when you get no top wicks or bottom wicks, price eventually wants to push, back down to that area or back up to that area. So I do believe that, again, even if the monthly is going to flip back down to do a steeper bottom wick, this weekly could, what day are we on? One Wednesday today, so you've still got 3 days left. This weekly could come up, create a top wick for these, or even push to them levels, what we wanted, and then still flip to the downside. And then you would be ending up with a wick sort of up like that. Whether it goes that high, I don't know. I might just create a top wick for these and then flip. So we could be looking at something like that, but I do believe that price needs to come back up to create a top wick for these areas. But is this the move? Is this the move now on the weekly to start pushing back up? Or are we going to flip at any point? You're tapping previous support now, so you've technically had a breakout on the weekly, right? This weekly close respecting, like I mentioned. But now you've had a breakout of the weekly, and you're currently in, where are you at? So I would probably say, we could probably just say this zone actually. So there's a support here. This candle's broke to the low. Where's the next range? So the next range is there. So you've got levels here, and you've got levels here. So could this be just this here, what we're seeing? You had a breakout candle. You had a pullback, and then a flipped, and ended up doji. Is that what we're going to get with this? So you've got a breakout candle. This is pulling back, and then is this going to end up doji, or is this going to flip to fill the range? Because technically it hasn't filled the range yet. The range for this one, for me, on the weekly, is this. So therefore, we should be coming back down to here, unless we get a fake out back into the air, but we won't know that until Friday when the markets close. Okay. So we've got to be a bit careful at the moment, because we're on a pullback for the weekly, or is this the flip for the monthly? We don't know. Now daily, where's the daily ranges? Let's just find these daily ranges. I would say there's one there, yeah. What did this daily do? I would also say there's one. See, when the ranges are skew if like this, it's hard to work out where the ranges actually are. See, for me, the daily's broke below all this, but now you've closed back in, so you technically got a fake out. So if we say whether it's respecting or fake out any, you push back up. The previous day was bullish, so where's the previous day closed? What's this? Is it the range here? Let me try the trending structure. So the dailies can come up to here, but where does the next dailies come? So all the dailies come up to these levels. So when you close back into this area, you do come and tap 1979 on the daily. So this would be our target. The only thing I don't like, we haven't had much of a bottom wick, but do we need much of a bottom wick? You do tend to just power straight through. Look, one daily straight through, daily straight through. So if that's the case, we should be powering straight through. So therefore, we can just take a lower time frame as long as they sit right with us. So we are bullish, guys, really, because the daily needs to come and tap this zone at 1979 before it does anything. Okay. Now the 4 hour, interesting this, interesting. No bottom wick on this 4 hour, and no bottom wick on this 4 hour. Now I want to see, let me find the 4 hour zone. So I would probably say, I'll probably say there's a 4 hour zone there. We haven't had a close above it yet. We've actually closed respecting. Look, the 4s do just power straight through if they want to. I don't think 4 is going to be the best to go off, But we've got to be mindful that these fours have not had a bottom wick, so price can just come back down if it wants to. Let me have a look at 1 hour. We need to find these 1 hour zones. That break would have been lovely. That would have been nice to take this morning. This hour looks like it's broke above these highs. Yeah, it did. And then you had a pullback. That would have been perfect. Okay, we can't take that though. Where's the next hour range? We've got to see. When an hour closes above here, where do you push to? So our target is 1979, right? But we push to 1976.94. So break above, push, break above, push. So are we going to push up to there? Ooh, this one didn't do it. Okay, this one. Break above. Then you had a fake out back to the downside. And then you come back above. So when you get stuff like this, you're best off just to cut it out. So say, okay, well, what happened if I get a break above there? So you get a break above there now. Break above, come back. This wouldn't have stopped you out, because stops would have been off probably the lows down here and would have worked out. Whereas this one probably wouldn't. This one didn't even go. See, sometimes they power through, sometimes they mess about. Our pullback. Our pullback. It's a lovely range, really. Our pullback. Gone. No top wick, so you probably wouldn't have took that. What is this range here? 47 pips. So what we're seeing in this range is a lot of dodgy candles. It either really powers through or you get a fake out, comes back into the area. It's a bit 50-50. I'm not really liking it at the minute. Let's see what happens if you get an hour break above here, which we've had. Do we pull back? Do we pull back? And if we pull back, where do we pull back to? How have we come from them levels? So this is probably us here, so we're like around here. We had an hour break above, and then we had another hour which is a small bullish one, and then the next hour is the one what broke above that, and then we pulled back before coming back up. So could we not mark that up? We can't take sells at the minute because the 4 hour and the 1 hour is bullish. You can't really take sells at the moment. But if we get a close above 1972, we could potentially look for wing back buys from 1969. So on the pullback, we tend to tap that before coming to tap 1973. So look, if you look at this. Closed, back down, we tapped it, and then we went through. I mean, it took a few hours there, but close, that one didn't work out. Close above, you can also come and tap that, but really tough taking wing back buys. Sorry, sells. This wingback's only happened once as well, so we probably can't take that either. buy's not right, guys. Doesn't work. Tough range at the minute. Forward bullish, no bottom wicks. I would prefer bottom wicks. So if these have got no bottom wicks, does that mean these are gonna flip on the last? We're going to the last 2 hours now with this 4 hour. So if we look and go, what's tough is the 4 hours technically broke out. See, that's not the best of H1 range, is that? Okay, maybe it is. So what's this? What is this? See, it's not the best over this side. Because is this forward pushing up, break the highs to then flip and close doji to come back down to create a bottom wick for this candle? The 30 minutes hasn't even got a bottom wick. 30 minutes. So I'm just thinking, can we pop up? Can we pop up? I need to find. So we need to see price struggling. We need to see price closing respecting areas. And I believe the next hourly zone is 1971. So I think we're going to have to wait for this hour to see if it closes respecting. If it closes respecting, then we can maybe take a wing back sell. I'd probably need a bearish close to take a wing back sell actually. Tricky today, guys. Tricky at the moment. I think we need some more candles to print at the minute. We're on 100% win rate this week and last week, which we haven't lost a trade on stream so far. And it's because I'm very picky with my trade. So the way I do trading is I get one shot a day. It's like a sniper. One shot a day. If you miss, you're going to mess up all the charts. It's going to be even harder to get your next shot. So you just say you've got one shot. I've got to make it count. Do I want to waste that shot on something what's not 100% right for me, or do I just want to gamble and take it because it looks alright? I don't even feel that range is right. We're sort of like that, aren't we? All the 1 hours tap this. Let's see what happens when the 1 hours tap 1973.77. If you get a pullback from 1973.77, how far back do you come? You don't even get a pullback. Very bullish, this is the thing. Very bullish. Not used today. CPI, oh here's CPI, isn't it? For Euro, PPI. A lot of news later on today. Okay. 30 bottom way. What can I do? Really difficult at the minute. Our move technically was this here. So if I was on a bit earlier, you would have had an hour break, and I would have been looking at wing backs here because this was the previous support. So what you tend to get is breakout. When you get a breakout like that, the next candle tends to pull back to tap the previous support. So we could have just took wing back buys from there and then flip. Now see you left with a wick. So that would have been perfect for us, but it was an hour before we got on. But that is the only move at the minute. So now the issue you've got is the ranges from here to here is a bit skew-whiff. You're not 100% with these ranges. So I don't know if the range stops here, or stops here, or stops at the top. We don't know. So at any point it could pull back. So that means you can't take buys up because we haven't got a dead set range to going up. Plus there's things telling you that price probably is going to come back down. No bottom wick, no bottom wick, no bottom wick. And it's the same for the 4 hours. So they're going to have to get filled eventually. But is it going to get filled in the next 4 hour candle or on this 4 hour candle? We don't know. So really at any point price can drop through the floor again. But until we see that, at the minute we're heading up. But we are losing momentum. Until we see that, we can't do anything at the moment. I mean, the only thing what you could be setting up is we need to see some sort of rejection. What I want to see here is some rejection. Some ranges being formed, okay? Where prices come down, bounced up, struggle to break the highs, yeah, and then you've got a range. You can then say, okay, well, we'll take sells below here, or we'll take buys above here on the lower time frame. But at the moment, we haven't got anything like that, so we need that to form in order to look for a trade. Because everything's bullish. Let me have a look at these ranges again. So you get an hour close, and then you power through. But why hasn't it powered through? Why hasn't this powered through? Because that's what tends to happen. Break, pull back, 1 hour candle straight through. We didn't get that. Power straight through. Why didn't we get it? Same again, straight through. Why didn't we get it? And you've got one coming from the bottom, and you've got these coming from the top and back up. And we're coming from the bottom. I mean, it could be this candle what goes. And then it only comes to here. How have we filled this range? We're at it now, aren't we? Yeah. So we've even filled that minor range there. So price is either going to power through, or it's going to do what this one's done. Close respecting. Maybe pull back for us. Maybe that's what we're getting here. If that's the case, we're going to have to wait for the... Oh, what's the 30s look like? 30s in 6 minutes. So if we get 30 close, respecting. What I'm cautious of is, this is the only one who's close respecting. All the others have just gone straight through. So you couldn't really take a wing back on it. You'd have to wait for a closure. But even this one close respecting didn't play out. I think we're gonna have to wait for 1973 to get tapped, and then once you tap that, could we pull it back down? Good morning, guys. If you're on the stream and you like what you see, can you just hit a like for us? That'd be much appreciated. New channel, we're just trying to build it up at the moment. Trying to grow the channel. We've been going for a while, the company itself. It's just we've never really done YouTube. We've always traded live for the members in house. So yeah, it'd be much appreciated. So what does the 15s do when they pop up there? So 15, let's see what these 15-minute ranges are like. See, we're gonna have to get rid of this one. If anything, tap. We seem to sort of either reject off here, come back down, or just bounce off it and then come up. So if everyone's a bounce, could we not grab that bounce? Now we're 10 pips from there. We're in an area where we can do anything at the minute. I think if we get a 15-minute close above this area, what is that? Get a 15-minute close above that. What happens to price straight through? 15 close. So you don't even drive there. It's where do we push? What's this? 18 pips, but you'd need a close. And a pullback. Then close, pullback. See, I'm gonna go above that. What about if you get a 15 close above that? Still, it's not nice. Then you gotta move it up, and then you power through. Power through. Alright, mate. It does power through that area. There, 1973. $15 close. Do come and tap through, like, but sometimes they can fill the range, and if they're beyond half the range, no point taking them because you've lost your advantage at that point. 15, see, like this you wouldn't take because it's over 50% of the range. You could take a wing back at that point to come back up. Everyone taps 1977 from 1973 eventually. So if that's the case, could we take that? Is that the move? But we've got to push higher. This one didn't work out though, did it? Still enough. We just go to risk free at 10 pips, I think. Can check a 5 as well, because if you get a candle what powers straight through it, then what you need to do is come down to a lower time frame and look for a smaller time frame candle what breaks just above it, and then you see if you can catch the initiation of that move. So fake out, but you still came back up. 15 close above. Make it. So every 15-minute candle, when you break back above 1973, they all come and tap 1977. Right? Now if the candle pushes beyond 50%, we can just take a wing back buy from 1973. So that's what I'd be after. I'd prefer that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean they all come off. I mean this one didn't quite make it, so you'd have to bring that in a bit. The range itself is, if you can catch it at the beginning, there's 30 pips. There's enough range in there. Okay. So that's what we're after. It's got to be 15 now. We can't take anything in this area. Anything can happen with price in this area. So buys above. Let me change this to buys above at least a 50. I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna have a look at the 5. See what the 5 looks like above there. At least the 15-minute close, yeah. So if I go down to 5 minute. So you had a 5 fake out straight back in, so would you need to push a bit higher up? 5 gone. So this is all you're doing with this. The way I trade is I get all my answers from previous data. Good morning, Mickey. All of my answers are from previous data. I'm just trying to find what happens, and if something happens 100% of the time, then my odds are pretty good, and that's all I do. So I had a 5-minute close above, back retest, and then come through. 5, pull back, through. 5, fake out. So you might get a fake out, but then you do eventually come through. Let's be a bit closer to this right there. 5, fake out. The 5's not the best. 5s don't seem to make it. It would have to be a 15, I would think. Yeah, it's got to be a 15, guys. The 5s tend to pull back. It's got to be a 15 above there, right? I might not get up there. I do feel we need to have a pullback, some sort of pullback. So that's for buys. We're heavily bullish. Taking sells, pretty difficult. Pretty difficult. The only way we can take sells is we got a 15-minute close back below there. Couldn't even take that. That would be range 1. Close. 15 close. What is this range? How much is this? 30 pips, not bad. You're gonna have to go off range 2s really for sells below. See, this didn't quite make it. Did eventually. Would you have to close below there? Probably gonna have to go below here. And then where do we go at that point? Get a 15-minute close below there. Gotta have a pullback. That's a first little area. 15-minute close. Push this little area. Yeah, up and down, up and down. This one didn't. I did eventually. Even the 15 is not the best. Not that area. What is that though? That's even if you get a 30 pips. But you do fill that range as well, don't you? What that looks like. Sells below. Probably where I'm at 15. I think what we're going to have to do, guys, is wait for the 4 hour. I think the 4 hour is going to be key. Because if you get a 4 hour respecting these areas, it means the next 4 hour could just pull back. But are you going to tap that level first, or could you take a wing back sell from there? Or would you wait? Forward. Where do I want that forward to close? There's a minor support here, 1973.06 on the 4 hour. And then you come back to tap 1965. So could we take a wing back from 1965? Have we already done that? No, we haven't done that. That would make sense with the bottom wick of this candle. But it just means we've got to wait. Wing back. The majority of them don't even pull back that far. It's the only one I've seen, really. Close respecting pull back. This one came straight back through even when I closed respecting, but it was going the other way. It's whether we're going to close respect. I can't say it's closing respect. I think we're going to push up to 1980, but you just can't get in. That's Forex for you sometimes. You know exactly where price is going, but you just can't get in because your setup doesn't align. Your setup hasn't aligned, and you can't just enter. Well, I can't anyway. It's not how I trade. Guys, I'm going to have to wait for the forward close here. Sometimes when it's difficult to find what's going on, you need new ranges to form. If we get new ranges to form, we can sort of go off them ranges and hopefully be able to set a trap there. But at the moment, I mean, the only thing we've got is the 15-minute close above here. I think it's like 9 times out of 10 you come and tap 1976. But that's if the 15 doesn't power through, which sometimes it's like 50-50 whether the 15 powers through. So you could potentially catch that. However, what I don't like when we haven't had any pullbacks and you've got wicks, candles with no bottom wicks. I don't like it. I'm always wary because I know when it drops, it's going to drop hard. The more candles with no bottom wick, it's going to drop hard. And if you haven't took partial and moved to break even up here, it could just drop hard straight away. And it's not coming back. So that's what I don't like. That's why I prefer wing backs really, because this would just be a breakout. This would just be like a buy stop. But wing backs are better because you always get a chance to get out. So at the moment, there's nothing going on. We're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to leave this on. I'm going to come back in 20 minutes. I'm going to see what how this hour is closed. Okay. Now, if you get a close back below here on the hour, which I'm hoping that's what happens, if we get a close back below here, we might be able to do something fairly soon. But if we don't, and we close bullish like this, or bearish but don't close back in, then we're probably going to have to wait until the 4 hour. So we're just going to have to see. Okay, so what a bro. Let's get the text up. Close. Living in a new world. you on, Vic? Can you hear the music alright? Not too loud or too quiet. Okay guys, I'm going to be back in 15 minutes, okay? I'll be back in a sec. We're just going to wait for this hour close and we'll assess from there. We'll go from there. Okay, I'll see you in a bit.
What's your YouTube channel?
Relentless one. And we're back. Okay, let's have a look then. Take this music down. Okay, guys, let's have a look. So, we haven't even moved. We haven't moved. 1 minute 20 for an hour close. Where's this hour gonna close? Where do we want it to close? That's the question. We are clean range up here, but need a pullback. Oh shit. I want to see if it breaks above this, or if this closes respecting. see if this closes respecting or above. Okay, because if it closes above, then technically, should we be pushing to the next range? So if we get an hour close above, we don't drive, do we? We do just pull back. It's tapped still. It's above. You do tap this zone though. I'll close. You always closed on it. As a close respecting or. Oh my god, that doesn't help us. Is that a breakout? Is it a break? Where did I get that zone from? Oh, it was these, wasn't it? Guys, drop a like for us. Be much appreciated. Trying to grow the channel. So 1971.47 is that our zone. So therefore, it did break out. Now, if we can get a bottom wick, where do we want a bottom wick to? We might not even get a big bottom wick. Oh, it stops after B as well. I will close. Pull back. I will close up. It is clean traffic through there, to be fair. I'll close through. I'll close through. We were sort of hovering, it looks like. And they all get tapped, don't they? Can't see where we need a pullback to. Sometimes they just drive and sometimes the pullback decent. So what does that mean then? See, this is what we don't like. This where one candle comes all the way down. Okay. We're flipped already. If we got a pullback, guys, to, I think we've had it. Previous support is only this here, this wick. Pullback needed. But here's the thing: if it doesn't pull back to there, which it might, this looks like it's the move now. It could just drive from here, so don't get FOMO. It's just not our move to take. We can, this is quite a clean traffic range, this. So what I mean by clean traffic, price just shoots straight through. So therefore, we should be coming up to tap 1973. However, at the moment, I can't get in. I can't get in. It's already flipped. We could have had a buy stop on here, but I would have wanted a pullback to this little zone here. Didn't quite reach it. Could we just take a 5 above now? 5 would be confirmation that you're pushing, I would. If I got to get a 5-minute close above there, what happens? Okay, so you power through. Straight through. No pullback. Straight through. Back above. Nice. Straight through. Nice. This one didn't quite make it. 5. Again, this one didn't quite make it. Did eventually. Let's tap that. So if we want to take the risk off the table, really, we could just wait, but we could just wait for a 5-minute close above. But the issue you've got is the range then gets smaller because these 5s tends to fill the range. The advantage point is that 1973 where you can sometimes reject from. So if that's the case, could we not? We've had that pullback now, haven't we? Price has now. So what's that? So the hour's pulling back. Do we just take a 5-minute close above here, or do we wait for this 15? 2, 3, 4. I think I'm gonna wait, guys. I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait for this forward close, guys. I don't even want to take this. We need to find the 4-hour range on this. I know there's a support here. I'm going to wait for this forward close in an hour's time, so 10 o'clock. What it is, you can't force it. You just can't force it. That's why I have such a high win rate. I get one shot. I'm only allowed one shot at it. And I want to make that the best shot possible. And if it's just not lining up for me, and I'm not feeling, or I'm not seeing what I want to see, I just can't take the trade. Obviously, when you're on stream, you sort of want to get a trade. We've had a trade on every stream so far. We'll probably still get one today, but at the moment, I just can't do anything. I need some more candles to print. I need to see what this 4 is going to do, because is this 4 going to flip to create a bottom wick? Or are we just going to carry on driving? We don't know. At the moment it can do, because this 4 closed respecting support. Plus this has got no bottom wick, and this has got no bottom wick. So if price was up here but you had a bottom wick on this one, like that, fantastic. I'd probably be in buys now, because the 4's already done its bottom wick. And this was the liquidity grab to drive further up. But at the moment, because you've opened up and pushed up first, it means it could flip at any point. And you only need 1 hour candle to push through for the flip. You only need that. And that's the 4 hour flipped. Now, if you look at other 1 hour candles, it's easy. It's doable. It is doable. But you might not do it in one. You might get a 1 hour. Then you might get a pullback. And then flip. And then you start coming down. So the 4 was closed bullish at that point, but the next hour's coming down. So I can't go off anything at the moment. It's just risky taking a trade at the moment. So we're going to wait until the 4 hour close. That's what I'm going to wait. And I'm not even going to take this 15-minute buy above. Even if it drives, I'm going to wait for this 4 hour close. Okay, so 50 minutes. I'll be back in 50 minutes. I'll leave the stream on. Let's get a text on there so we can see. We ideally want the 4 to close below here or flip. Close. Right, lovely guys. Right, I will be back at 10 o'clock UK time, so in 50 minutes, ready for this forward close. And depending on where this forward closes, depending on whether we call it a stream with no trade or whether something sets up for us. But hopefully we'll have some movement, and we'll get, you know, something to line up for us. So we'll see from there. So I'll be back on in about 45 minutes. guys, we're back. We're back. Let's have a look what's going on then. Let's have a look what's going on. So, nothing has happened. 3 minutes. So you're going to get a forward closure in this zone here. So, I just want to see if this forward closes in here, do we get a pullback? Or do we push? So if we got a forward close, so it's closing in the middle of a range. And we do tend to power through, but you can also get a pullback. So if we say we don't fill the range, so if we don't fill the range and we open up, we get a pullback and we create a bottom wick for this, we can look to get just a buy stop on the other end. So pullback, create a bottom wick for this, and then buy stop on the other end. Because if it is going to come back up, it's gonna fill the range at least, okay. But if it comes this far and it's going to close bearish, it's probably not going to flip back to the upside at that point, because this is a fair distance. But it's whether it comes back down there. I'm not sure if it'll come that far. Let's have a look at the lower time frames. So the hour's closed, going to be closing doji. We sort of got a nest play on the hour, so with a nest play, I'd probably say you're going to push up first, aren't you? Can't really do now here. You'd need a pullback without it filling the range. Back to the 4. So I personally would want to pull back to here. And I'd probably just go off the 4 hour, but so if the new 4, this is what I'll be doing. So if the new 4 hour opens up and taps 1973, then it's probably no trade for me today. But if it opens up and pulls back first and creates a bottom wick for this 4 hour, I will then look to get a buy stop on the other end, because our advantage point would be this 15-minute zone for 20 pips. But even at that point, you're close to 10 pips from the top of the wick. So that would be our advantage point, but we'd look to come and fill the range, 52 pips. But it's a slim chance that it'll come down there. So we've just got to see. But it might not happen for 1, 2, 3 hours. Don't know. Could take it. Let's just see how. I'll stay on till about 1:15. See if we really shift with the first 15-minute candle. How did the hour close? Doji. Yeah. What's a 15 looking like now? Because I do still think that you're going to have to come back down if you want to drive. Wait, why aren't these driving? Not much volume though, is there? 30-minute close. Top wick. Forwards pulling back. I'm probably gonna call it, guys. It's gonna. By the time this is 1 hour candle. You've got 4 hours to get down here. Actually, you've got 2 because you want it to come down in 2 hours. I just don't know whether. And then it's got to break back below this area. And then the new hour top wick flip. close respecting maybe, and then start coming back up for the forward to then flip and drive. But whether it comes back that far, might not. It might only come. This is previous support if you think about this. But I need to rule out this 4-hour bottom wick. It's got no bottom wick, so I need to rule it out. And that's the only thing put me off with a forward, no bottom wick. So at the moment, I just can't take anything. I will be keeping an eye on this throughout the day, but other than that, guys, I'm probably just going to call it a stream. So there'll be no trade for me this morning. So thanks for watching. I'm not actually on tomorrow or Friday. I'm actually away, but so I'll be back on all next week, Monday to Friday, every day next week, 8 AM, or around the 8 o'clock time once my kids are gone to school. Be back on. If you like what you see, drop us a like. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to come and trade New York session with us, you do have to become a member at Relentless, so you can find the information on how to do that in the description. But other than that, that's me done. I'll catch you all later. Good luck pip hunting. See you later, guys.